If you're listening and you don't have a website and you're like, but I don't know all the ins and outs and I'm not super clear on my offer yet, or I don't have this freebie set up, don't wait. Small businesses with a website grow 2 times faster. 70% of customers visit a website before they purchase. If you don't have one, you're already being left behind the other people that do. It's 2025 now, right? Like, what business doesn't have a website?
We have a lot of people that resistant because it feels overwhelming, it feels daunting. And true Nike form, just do it. It's that first step. Things get easier as you keep taking baby steps.
We just hear this time and time again of people like, I just want to feel more confident. I want to feel like a legit business owner. Websites do that.
Welcome back to the Art of Online Business podcast. And you can see that I have guests Krissy and Claire back with us. And in this episode, we're going to discuss approaching your website with strategy first so that you can convert more website visitors into customers quickly. And I think as a listener, this is really going to benefit you because if you have a website like I do, you want it to be the most effective and convertingest website ever. So who are Krissy and Claire? Well, they are Kajabi experts, but they're not just experts at Kajabi. They have built websites for tons of online entrepreneurs using Kajabi or Show It or the WordPress or other platforms like, have you guys done Wix? I know you've done Squarespace.
Yep.
Yeah, I've done Wix before. Yeah.
So you've done all
Wix,
those.
Squarespace, yeah.
Right? And so after Krissy, say it again?
Shopify.
Shopify too? How can I forget that platform? Okay, let me read the rest of the bio. After Krissy and Claire leveraged their website, though, an automated funnel to enroll 4,000 people into their paid membership in just 4 months, Krissy and Claire knew they could make greater impact. Krissy and Claire knew they could make greater impact by helping ambitious entrepreneurs get their business online with a magnetic website and automated funnel to help them live out their purpose while still having time for the people and things they loved. So between Krissy's strategic wisdom, gift for messaging, and love of sales, and Claire's beautiful design and functional design, might I add, skills, they are the perfect duo. And we talked about just how good of a duo they are in the previous episode, which is linked up below if you're curious about how a sister team works together and even some of the highs and lows that they've gone through as they have built their business and this iteration of it. Please have a listen to that episode. But I can say their unique approach to how they build websites ensures it's not just a landing page, but a place your people want to be and take action. And that, at least for me, is the kind of website I want to have. A website that people like and want to take action because the website is set up right. Krissy, Claire, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You're absolutely welcome. So with the theme being website strategy first so that you can actually convert, I want to know the biggest mistake that you see your clients have made who are hiring you for a website makeover.
Ooh, that's a great question. And twofold, right? Because there's mistakes in the copy and mistakes in the design. One is not having clarity on really what they're doing. And so they actually, we see this all the time, just putting their website as like their about me, go on a date with me type of website. I would say when people are beginning and we see their websites, that is the thing that most people are doing is they're really highlighting themselves and not their ideal customer. And so that is probably the most common mistake that I see people making in the actual content. Claire, I don't know if you have one for design.
Over designing, I know that sounds like such a blanketed, untangible thing. I think a lot of times people will start putting things, quote unquote, down on paper, and it's like they either have way too much detail in their pictures, way too many colors, all layered with all like text in different fonts, because they're trying to figure out what that cohesive brand is. And so they just do it all. And Krissy's all like her taglines are done is better than perfect. And what was the other one, Krissy? With action comes clarity. For me, that action of just putting it all on paper is the clarity of like, less is more. Right? Like that's what I usually start with less. You can always build on top of it. So I find that oftentimes it's over designing and or um, not enough visual breaks on the page, just lots and lots of text, trying to, word vomit everything that you do, everything that you offer, everything that makes you credible for the thing that you provide, and never just giving them a break as they're scrolling to take in the thing that you're talking to them about. So, yeah. So when it comes with websites, that like visual break, that negative space, that ability to break up text so that they stop the scroll is one of the most important things in design.
Break up text so that it stops the scroll. What's like some of your favorite design elements if we're talking about strategic design elements that help website visitors convert?
Well, as far as visitors converting, that's different than my favorite design elements.
Okay.
As far as visitors converting, I think that clear, visible buttons and direction as to where to go next and what to do next is the most important thing. And then in order to help someone stop to read so that they have the opportunity to convert, there can be some great tools depending on the platform. I always appreciate like a banner parallax, or it's called a parallax, but it's like a background scroll feature. I can show you when we kind of maybe dive into your audit, kind of some
Oh,
examples.
is that the thing where like the foreground moves and there'll be like a solid section, so to speak, and then that section is like almost scrolling up over a fixed, very like tall background?
Yeah, it just creates a little bit of a dynamic for that reader to pause and read the text that's there. So maybe if in a little bit I can pull up one of our sales pages and show your audience who can watch the video. It just creates that stop action where there is movement to call out the thing you want to call out. Animation is also great, but that again, less is more. Use that sparingly. You don't want everything to be flying in or flipping around. Really, like in a moment where you want the viewer to just stop, that's when you would bring that in.
Gotcha. All right. So you're not bringing back the MySpace kind of websites.
With the falling stars and the emo music in the background. Or retiring that. I use those examples because that's exactly what I had on my MySpace.
I think we all did. Well, I did not have falling stars, just to be clear. But
No, they weren't pink. Mine were.
they were not pink. Do you remember way back in the day? Actually, no, I think I'm quite a bit older than you guys. Do you remember that website called Hamster Dance?
I mean, vaguely.
Of the internet? That well, I wasn't
I don't
so
know if I ever asked
like that.
Jeeves to show me that. So
Well, geez, there's another old school name. Oh man, that website was a trip. It was just a bunch of dancing hamster sprites, and this song would play.
Oh, yep, I remember that. Yep.
So you talk about strategy, and I know that you mentioned, Krissy, ad copy. So far we've talked about design, but what is it? Is it the design? Is it the copy that matters? Would you rather have? I mean, because Claire, you're the designer. I don't think you mentioned in the previous episode who really kind of spearheads the ad copy, but I really want to know, like, if you had to pick an ugly website with great copy or a beautifully designed website with poor copy, which would it be? And I'm pushing, you have to pick one.
Ooh, we're each gonna pick the opposite because I want that copy and that message. Like I want that messaging to be good, but they just play such an equal role. But I'm gonna go with messaging and copy because that's my zone of genius.
QUqədjo, I believe it was out the podcast you did on Badass is the New Black, where you said you have experienced, or no, maybe it was on our Access to the Experts. You said you've experienced horrible design that has amazing conversion on sales pages. And that really hit a chord because as a designer, I think the design is so important, but I think numbers also don't lie. And you can have, I mean, one of our peers, Brad, he has a sales page that converts extremely well. And, on my end as a designer, I would go in and definitely change things up, but it works for him. It translates really well and he gets really good conversions. So I actually am going to say copy.
Yeah, just think about it. If the messaging is not clear and your person is very confused because they don't know what you're providing, what to expect, where to go next, like it's just they don't know what to do, they're not going to take any action. So there's not even an opportunity yet to, help overcome that. So you definitely, and this is like in our formula, we use the solid framework to do websites, and the copy is technically the I in solid, irresistible copy. It comes before design. The copy informs the design. So if the copy is not there, then people are going to be lost and not take action.
And just think about all of the ads you get hit with that are, I on my Instagram, I get hit constantly with ads from companies pushing the exact same product, but there's a bunch of different companies that do it, right? I don't know what that style of business is called, but you may know. But I start to I'm like, I'll see that product and be like, oh, that's really cool. I'll go to the website and the copy isn't clear about what it is they're actually even pushing and what it is that they're trying to get me to buy, because it's this like generic company, possibly in China, that is questionable at best. And the design can be amazing. But if I don't know exactly what it is that I'm about to possibly try to purchase, that's terrifying. Like I'm going to get scammed, right? So you have to be really clear, honest, and straightforward. The copy has to be good, or you're kind of in this dangerous zone.
Gotcha. Random fact. Please refuse to segue because we're going to keep this train moving. But I did used to be a project manager at a company in China that made touch phone or touch screens for the iPhone back in the day. Part of my 12-year stint in China.
Fun facts about QUAY.jo, intermission.
Fun fact about QUÄY.jo intermission. All right. So as I'm sharing screen and I allow my computer to share screen. All right, here it is. What is going on? There it is.
I want to make a little note before we dive in that just two things. One, small businesses that have a website grow 2 times faster than those without. So that alone, like if you're listening and you don't have a website and you're like, but I don't know all the ins and outs and I'm not super clear on my offer yet, or I don't have this freebie set up, don't wait. Like, and we'll get to like being really simple to start. But small businesses with a website grow 2 times faster. 70% of customers visit a website before they purchase. If you don't have one, you're already being left behind the other people that do. It's 2025 now, right? Like what business doesn't have a website? And the amount of confidence that it brings to your business, we just hear this time and time again of people like, I just want to feel more confident. I want to feel like a legit business owner. Websites do that. And yes, your website can improve over time. And, if you do yours on your own without any support, it's not going to be the best, and that's okay. But like you can get better at it. And so that's if that's also you, where you're like, okay, yeah, I started a website because I know I need one and I wanted one, but I've never had support either from a template or from someone giving me instruction or someone doing it for me. Likely you're missing a lot of key pieces in the strategy of getting your business online and showcasing it. And so just want to put that out there that this is a really important, critical part of your business. And to have a simple one, even before you have all of the answers to your business or multiple offers and things like that, it's really important.
Before we even talk about my website, having said that, I feel like the listener needs to know about this new service that you guys have rolled out. Can you share a little bit about that? Because I feel, having worked with somebody on my website before, I feel like everyone needs and deserves a website that works and that's simple. Can you talk about what you were telling me about?
Yeah. So it's called the one page website in a day. And this offer really came about because there were so many people that we know every business needs a website. But then, so you're like, okay, I need a website. People don't either have the confidence to get moving and write the copy. Again, like maybe you're not a copywriter and you're like, I just have no idea where to start. And so you don't, right? You don't start. Or they think I need a 7 to 10 page website and I don't have a $5,000 to $10,000 budget to have someone do it for me. And so you wait and you wait and you wait. And that is really hindering your business growth and your confidence to put yourself out there. And so it was like, you know what? You only need a page to start, a one pager that can highlight what you're doing, like what your business is, who you're serving, what you have to offer, and getting them to take that first step in the journey with you. Whether it's just getting on your email list, like haven't figured out my offer completely, I'm just going to start growing my email list, or you have an offer to sell. And so you're highlighting that, right? So that's part of the strategy, just understanding what's that one step you want them to do. But that was really how this offer came to be, the one-page website in a day. So we can stop making excuses. So you don't have to be a copywriter. You don't have to know what to write. We've created these incredible AI prompts where you literally answer, I think it's like 5 or 7 questions about your business, and they don't even have to be super elaborate. You don't have to have all the answers. If you know who you're serving, what your offer is or could potentially be, and a few other answers about your business, AI will write your copy for you because of the prompts we've put in to instruct it to do so. 10, 15 minutes, you'll have website copy written. And then there's the design part, right? So we have to get the great copy first and then the design. How do we make it look incredible? Well, Claire's pre-built these designs, pre-designed them for you to follow how we've instructed it to write the copy. And so it's already pre-designed, and you can either update it with your existing brand colors or choose from one of 50 that she's handcrafted and selected, designed colors together, to plug those in and just make some modifications and update that. And so literally in hours, you will have a professional website set up ready to share with people. And also we had people coming to us like, oh, I booked this talk, or I'm speaking in this Facebook group, or I'm speaking at a conference and I have zero website to show them. And it's like, can we just get a one pager? And it's like, yes, absolutely. So it's like you have this one professional place that presents you as the professional that you are, the legit business owner that you are, to start showcasing either an offer or growing your email list. And so that is, the greatest place to start. If time and budget is not on your side, it is, unequivocally the best way to start.
Yeah. And we've strategically designed it for growth. So each section, on this quote unquote one page, it's not just a landing page. It's a page with anchor menus and a way for someone to click on services at the top, and it brings them to the services section. And it's a short synopsis of what they offer, so that when they're ready to create a sales page for that service, you can then flip that and make that a link to that page. The about section is like this mini about. And when they're ready to build on their about and have their own about page, they can then link that section to the about page. So that page is designed for growth, but it's a great jumpstart when you don't have the capacity to build out all these other pages just yet.
Sounds to me it's like the literal one pager that a website design dynamic duo thinks you should have if you can only have one page, and you two are used to designing out, websites have multiple pages. And that to me sounds like a very worthwhile investment. So I'm linking that up below. Only the 2 things strategically that each of you would change. Looking at my homepage, selfishly, I get to benefit, maybe apply some of these strategies to their own page. I put a link in the private chat for you, by the way, so that you can just scroll around and talk about what you want to talk about, and I'll keep up with you by moving the visuals to wherever you're addressing.
First of all, love your site. I just chuckled because it says choose your own ads venture. That's clever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Krissy, you want to go first?
Oh gosh. Well, without having reviewed any of the copy, I mean, just first and foremost, what's at the very top here, or if you scroll back up, love this very clear, normally I wouldn't introduce the owner. But I think again, like you guys have this unique dynamic where there's two of you. So it's kind of fun. And your picture is going along with it. So I'm not Xing that.
Mhm.
But your strategic Facebook and Instagram ads partners, very clear. If I'm literally reading the one sentence, I know what you do.
Mhm.
Okay.
You do ads for Facebook and Instagram. And then the second line, our subheadline, usually adds a little bit more. Sometimes that could tell someone what type of person you're drawing in, so that business owner. But you've gone a different angle, and I don't hate it. It's actually quite great. Will bring you more leads, profits, and sales. So you're going transformation focused here.
Okay.
And so you're saying, here's what we do, ads and Instagram. And here's what we're going to do for you. We're going to bring you more leads, profits, and sales. So if I'm your visitor coming to here, it's very clear on what you do and the outcome you're trying to get. So if I'm not someone who's looking for more leads, profits, and sales, I know I don't need to waste my time here.
Mhm.
Okay. So you've done an incredible job about being very clear, getting them excited about how you're going to help them, which makes them want to move down. And you've done that visual of the arrow, basically, if you're liking this, keep moving down.
Okay.
So I'm loving the top part already.
Okay. What are you
Um,
not loving so much?
no, so I mean, so far, again, like I have hardly looked at it at all, but I like this, which sounds most like you. If you have sort of different avenues that you need people to take, like for example, for ours done for you services or
Mhm.
DIY, and we're actually going to update our website for this. It's sort of like highlighting those couple different things because the messaging might need to be different for each one. It might be a very different client. So I don't like I like this part. And of course, like Claire said, the copy, that adventure,
Mhm.
it's great to have in your voice and your branding because you guys do ads and it fits well. Being careful about not being too clever to where it breaks the clearness.
Mm.
And so this, I think, again, you're doing it great. Here. I have a product and want to start. Okay, before you decide to learn from us, let's make sure we're a great fit. Yeah, so I like that you're kind of highlighting here the three options and you're highlighting your services up high, and then you get into the about. So again, I think you're doing a great job here in terms of layout. This is how, how
Okay.
hierarchy, how we have our one-page website in a day, right? You're featuring your things and then a little bit about you.
Okay.
Or actually, these are your connection points with them, right? What we know
Yep.
about you, right? So you're
Yep.
trying to connect more with the audience. So I haven't read the copy specifically, but
It's okay.
again,
You don't have to read it. I mean, it's just basically saying, yes, we're connecting, but also kind of calling out who we want to work with,
yes.
right?
Yep, exactly. So you need that. Again, that's a big piece that most beginners are missing on their website. They're jumping straight to who they are and not like connecting with them. What you should know about us. Okay, and so here now you're building credibility for yourself, right? So it's like if I'm a stranger and I don't know you, it's like, okay, but why are you two the perfect people? And so you've got these this information in here. So again, I think you're doing a great job. The text is short.
Wow, I guess the
Love it.
website passes mustard. That is great.
Our
Yeah.
expertise is exactly what you need. Let's scale your business with paid ads. Here's how it works. Okay, here, I love this section. It's very clear. If you're like, okay, if you're still with me on this page, you're still following, you're still interested, let me show you how it works. And you've got it broken into 3 different steps, which makes it very clear. So it's not overwhelming. So someone knows exactly what to do. You're
Mm,
breaking it down. And then there's one button, start your journey.
cool.
So
Cool.
loving that. And then here, so this is similar to like us in terms of DIY or one-on-one. So
Gotcha.
having these 2 different and really breaking them apart to describing that person. So love what you've done here.
Great. Yeah. All right. All right. I'm feeling better about myself.
Yeah, I love it. Now you've got testimonials in here.
And I think I will add for the listener, like I didn't design this myself. I actually paid somebody a sales copywriter to look at my website, and she happened to redo the page because she is putting in a bit of strategy too. And so that is a plug for you too, like listener, like what Krissy and Claire just shared. Like it is highly worth it to get the help of a specialist. Even if you're like, I'm not sure where the money would come from, you will benefit by hiring somebody who's good at what they're doing. Your business will benefit, and it will grow much more quickly. And it could be taken like, oh yeah, I'm just promoting the guests on this show, but no, I'm speaking from a person who has put my money exactly where my mouth is and hired somebody to work on my website,
Do,
and it shows.
do you want to hear my design feedback?
Sure. If you have the time. I want to be respectful of your time.
Yeah. I will share my screen so that
I can tell that. I mean, I'm like, now that you've said I hired someone, I mean, that's what I was sort of thinking. I was like, either QUqədjo's really good at this or he hired someone to help him, because most people, when they hand over a website they did themselves, if it's not their zone of genius, it does not look like this. So it is very, like, you paid probably very good money for this. You got your money's worth here, right? Like, they did a very good job being clear, being concise, taking them through, making what could feel like a very overwhelming topic very simplified. And I know exactly what to do. So that's a great start. And then Claire will add to the design.
I think one thing you did a really great job on, this is what I was saying earlier, where there's visual breaks. You're giving them bite-sized pieces and then telling them keep reading. I think you do an amazing job on your site. A lot of negative space around it, so that people have the opportunity to digest in little bite-sized pieces. One thing, these arrows, I thought that they were just saying like, this is the path. So yeah, so think about that. These are buttons, these are links to go to the pages for each one of these adventures. So I would maybe think about making that button a real button. Because I didn't know until I scrolled over it that was actually a place to go to. I thought that it was just, oh, okay, so I could be this, or I could be this, as far as the 3 different paths you can take. I didn't realize that was necessarily an opportunity to take them to learn more. And then just a quick side note, they're cracking down on ADA compliance for the blind on websites. So something that is really beneficial and important and required in a lot of states is to make sure your buttons and your links are very clear about where they're going to go. Because if you have an auto reader, that needs to be able to be communicated. So you do a really great job with learn more about us here. Like they know that they're going to learn more about you, right? Start your ads journey. Like those buttons are great. That's all I really have for like that top bit. Everything else feels so great. And then this section here, when I scroll through your entire site, it's the duo. I see pictures of you two throughout, but I don't see any pictures of you connecting with your audience. So I think you are a great fit to DIY or get coaching on your ads if we can give you one-on-one assistance. Having an image above that shows that work, maybe. It could be stock photo, but just a way to paint the visual picture of that, the end user, your ideal client, is always really helpful on a page.
Okay.
So that they have an opportunity to stop and be like, oh, this image looks like I'm working on it on my own, or this image looks like coaching. What are they about to tell me? So it stops them so that they read the content that mirrors the visual.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then it's always nice to have faces of your testimonial people if they consent and are okay with it. But having an image of your testimonials or who is speaking about you is always great to have too, just a little more visual. So that would be my notes.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for that very concise. Like, I agree. I like what you're saying. I will talk to my team and change it up. But thank you for that. let's say somebody was really busy and listening to this episode, got the strategy, saw the website, even had some practical takeaways, which they did get about what they could do to change their own website. What is the absolute one thing you would want somebody to remember and take away from their time with you today, if they weren't able to follow up with you?
For me, it would just pick one thing because I'm sure there was a long laundry list of things, and that can create overwhelm and analysis paralysis and all that. Pick one thing that you're like, I could do this in the next week, and then mark it in your calendar and do that one thing. Just that one little baby step. Like, okay, I'm just going to fix the top part of my page, right? Or something. So for me, that's it. Just pick one thing. Claire?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say just get started. So that I think that aligns pretty well. I think we have a lot of people that and Krissy spoke to this earlier, that are resistant because it feels overwhelming, it feels daunting. You know, in true Nike form, just do it. You know, it's that first step, and yeah, things get easier as you keep taking baby steps.
Please connect with us. Send us your messages. Like, we love communicating on Instagram and the DMs, and having conversations back and forth. And whether you want us to just peek at your website and give you a little tip, like, we're here for it.